So this is it. This is the moment when I finally get a copy of my books. Technically, it happened when I was away. I was in the Ottawa Valley, which is my husband's hometown, visiting family. And the copies came then, and it was pouring with rain, and my dad came and rescued the copies. So finally today, I showed up, and the copies were right here. And I could not be any more excited. I have been waiting for this moment for a long, long time. So, this is the cover right here, Studying with Dyspraxia. I have around 6 copies in total for my author comp copies. So, when you're traditionally published, you often get, as part of your contract, a deal where you get usually between 6 and 8 copies, depending on the publisher, as like comp, meaning complimentary copies. So that is holding up that end of the bargain. And I think that it has turned out extremely well. I am thrilled with it. I had a quick look when I first came in, and first of all, let's talk about this wonderful cover. So this green, although I didn't necessarily think of green at first, it is a unified style of the study skills department. They have a few different design variations they work with, and basically what happened is way in advance I was sent a bunch of different color variations, and I said, well, this green's really nice. So that's about the extent of the story. And on the back here, we have 2 endorsements from people from the neurodiversity community I am very familiar with. We have Toomey, who some of you may know on social media at the Black Dyspraxic, and he is an award-winning neurodiversity speaker, advocate, and researcher. I have had the wonderful privilege of listening in to many of his talks, as in terms of his experiences as a dyspraxic, neurodivergent Nigerian British man. And really, I have very much got to know him through a lot of mutual events. He called this book a game changer, robust, practical, and deeply thoughtful, covering everything from note-taking and exam day to public speaking and independent living. It's essential reading for any student who wants to get the most out of their time in university. And then the other one was Carolyn. She hosts a podcast that a while back I had the privilege of being on, called Beyond 6 Seconds, Neurodiversity Stories from Neurodivergent People. And she refers to it as a conversational and comprehensive guide to navigating university successfully as a dyspraxic student. And she made this great point about it being like having an encouraging personal coach by your side. And that is very much a goal that I personally was going for. So all this started in 2024 when I had recovered from my thyroid surgery, and it felt hard to think about the concept of getting going on writing again. I was having some confidence issues with that. And then along came an email from editor Helen Kuntz, who said that she had read my first book and said that maybe I should consider writing a book about navigating university as a dyspraxic student as well. And that is something that I remember back in those days was a resource that I very much wish I had access to. So I said, yeah, because there's so much of a gap in terms of support needed. So what kinds of things can you find in here? This book provides accessible resources on things like understanding what adjustments are available and how to access support services. It also goes over things like muscular pain and motor tone, common in issues like hypotonia that often intersect with being a dyspraxic person. And it goes over managing your energy so that you avoid burnout, which is very much something that can be a barrier to having a high quality of your study experience. And it also helps you build self-advocacy skills, which is essentially the process of articulating your own needs and answering the questions of what you need to thrive in your own environment and finding that language, which I used as the most crucial focal point because I very, very much experienced when I was a student just how much you're thrust into that environment and expected to know what your support needs are right away, when often you're very much new to self-discovering yourself and who you are anyways, while simultaneously navigating a condition that there is not great support for. So within this book, there are interviews with former and current dyspraxic students and dyspraxic faculty members of university staff, and also 2 occupational therapists as well, along with a number of other very helpful studies and books I found along the way, and also, of course, a bit of my own lived experience as well. So this book here will be out on July 9th and in ebook form on June 11th. So you can pre-order now. I look forward to introducing this to readers in the future.